there's a serious issue. And this just came up in Elon Musk's interview last night, where he talks about AI, he talks about the economy, he talks about what money will mean in the future. I want to play this for you. It all wraps back around to Bitcoin. We'll talk about why you want to hold Bitcoin in the future, why it makes so much sense to look past the day-to-day and think long-term about Bitcoin. And if you want to trade Bitcoin, there's a link to BTCC underneath the video. You get some sign-up bonuses, 10% deposit bonus on your first-time deposits, and lower trading fees when you use my link. You don't need to KYC, meaning you don't have to give out your precious information. You can sign up in just a few minutes with an email, a password, and then you can start depositing. So definitely check that out underneath the video. We had labor data come in today. This is short term, right? This is short term noise, maybe medium term. It gives you an idea. The US economy added more jobs than expected. The unemployment rate fell below expectations. And yet, because of this, the market dumped. Bitcoin fell down from 94,000, 95,000 down to 92.7 because people were thinking, okay, this means the Fed doesn't have to raise rate or lower rates quite as aggressively. Yields went up. But then people are realizing, hey, this is good for the long term. This means people have money to invest. This means the economy looks good. This means we're not heading towards recession quite as much. Some people are worried about inflation, but this is all like short, medium term noise. I think what we want to focus on today for this video is the long term. This is a pretty crazy interview from Elon Musk. Let me play part of this for you. Again, this will come back to Bitcoin in a second.
I did a poll and we asked, does AI making a difference in your life today? 13% said yes. And they said, in 5 years from now, will AI make a difference in your life? 87% expect in 5 years it will make a difference. What is it going to do for people? Is it going to put
anything
them
you want
work or to work?
AI will do anything you want and even suggest things you never even thought of. So AI really, within the next few years, will be able to do any cognitive task. It obviously begs the question, what are we all going to do? Pretty much any cognitive task that doesn't involve atoms, AI will be able to do within, I'd say, max 3 or 4 years, maximum. And then now, another element of it is the robotics. The AI can't just be thinking in a data center. It's got to do things. So that's where you need the robots. So, and you need self-driving cars, which obviously you've experienced.
Let me play this next clip for you too, and then we'll wrap it back around to Bitcoin.
So you have to say, what's the ratio of humanoid robots to humans? My guess is it's at least 3 to 1, 4 to 1, maybe 5 to 1. So we're talking about 20, 30 billion humanoid robots. It's not even clear what money means at that point, or if there's any meaningful cap on the economy. I think at that point, assuming that things haven't gone awry, in the good AI scenario, I think we won't have universal basic income. We'll have universal high income.
Okay, so think about that. I'm a couple of years into thinking about AI, but there's probably a lot more to this than what I'm about to say. But we have, he said, maybe 3, 4, 5 robots for each person. That means we can have production 5x what it is right now, or we can have 5 times the productivity. But really, robots are going to be much better workers than we are. They can work maybe not 24/7 because of maintenance and charging and stuff like that, but what if they work 20 hours a day versus our 8 hours a day? If you average out through the weekends, like maybe 6 hours a day. So we have these robots that can work 3 times harder than us, and we can build as many as we want to do as much work as we want. I mean, there's essentially no end in sight to how big the labor force could get, but the money's still just going to the business owners, to the workers. These robots won't get paid unless eventually they do have rights or something like that, and have consciousness. But right now, think about that. The labor market can grow massively. We can get so much work done. There's going to be so much productivity. We're talking like orders of magnitude more stuff can be done. Think about that. If you want a new house built, instead of waiting a year, maybe you wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks. There will be some bottlenecks, obviously, but imagine that. You have a team of 20 robots that can go build a house, and it's much cheaper than having people build the house. It's just fascinating to think about this. So, he hit on that. What does money mean at that point? If you can get everything done for much cheaper, and there's so much productivity, there's so much abundance, there's so much money, what does it mean? Well, it means that people will go after the scarce assets. Like, the rich people will get richer, the poor people will also get richer, the median people will get richer. Like, I think about it as kind of like a step up, like we've seen over the last 100, 200 years. Would you rather be someone that makes maybe a lower to medium income today, or someone that was really wealthy from 200 years ago? Like, if you make a median income now, you're probably living better than someone that was really wealthy 200 years ago. Like, just the quality of everything has gone up. I mean, sure, a king 200 years ago or someone really wealthy maybe had a personal chef. But now you can literally order from 200 different restaurants and have it delivered directly to your house for basically nothing, a few dollars. You can travel across the world in a few hours via plane. You can get in a car and go anywhere you want. You don't have to go in a horse-drawn carriage. Medicine's better. You can watch TV. You can get access to information from all across the world. So, like, even the poor people will benefit, the lower income, I should say, or median income, everyone will benefit from AI, from robots and all this. So again, what happens when there's so much abundance? Well, people buy scarce assets, right? Like, people are still going to want beachfront property. People are going to want painting. People are going to want Bitcoin. Bitcoin is scarce. There's only so much Bitcoin. So in an age where there's, I don't want to say free labor, but labor's heading down to zero. Energy is costing less and less because we're going to build out more energy. Like, what do people spend their money on? Stuff that other people can't buy. And there's only 21 million Bitcoin. So when everyone is making insane amounts of money, or, you know, there are just 10 times the amount of millionaires in the world, and the governments are still printing money, there's still debasement of currency, people are going to go to those hard assets, those scarce assets. And Bitcoin, I think, makes sense as one of them. And yeah, there are so many different properties of Bitcoin that are really attractive. People are going to be drawn to that. And the fact that it's fair, immutable, that you can send across the world in seconds. People are going to want to get their hands on a full Bitcoin. So, you know, we're talking about the day-to-day here a lot on the channel. We talk about news, but think about the long term. Think about how AI and robotics affects the market. Think about what that's going to do to Bitcoin. I think it's going to send Bitcoin parabolic. And, you know, we're going to have bouts of volatility. We're going to have up days, down days. We're going to have dumps on good news, dumps on bad news. Like, and the same thing with pumps. We're going to see market manipulation and all that kind of thing happen. But I think when you look over the long term, Bitcoin is the obvious answer. All roads lead to Bitcoin. And, you know, I say there's a serious issue. There are a couple issues. One, people are thinking very short term. They don't see the big picture. And of course, you can take profits, right? That's fine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be thinking about the day-to-day. It's fun to look at the day-to-day too and try to figure out what to do. But also, I think a lot of people need to think about the long term for Bitcoin and approach it with a long-term mindset, or at least part of your bag with a long-term mindset. Also, the other serious issue is the fact that people will have a hard time once AI is here, once robots are here, like figuring out what to do. If you don't have to go out and mow your yard, if you don't have to shovel snow, if you don't have to do some of the daily tasks, like, what are you going to do with your time? If your job gets automated, whether you buy a robot to automate it yourself or someone else automates it and fires you, like, what are you going to do, right? So it might be good to position yourself in assets that help hedge you against this kind of massive expansion, this massive productivity boost. And I think Bitcoin's one of those assets. But let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, you can check out the links to BTCC underneath, and I'll see y'all in the next one.